Well, if you're new here to my channel, hi. My name is Rose Hashira, and I've been competing in fighting games for about 5 years now, both in Dragon Ball FighterZ and Guilty Gear. But in my early days of fighting games, one of the things I also had to realize about myself that I was also indeed gender fluid. Coming to the realization I was gender fluid was one that was actually pretty hard for me to come to. Growing up, I wasn't really aware of most LGBT related things besides the main four in the actual acronym itself, and the only thing I was really sure of was that I was bisexual. But during that time in high school and definitely during college, I did have thoughts of, what if I was born female? Or what if I just didn't have a specific gender at all? What does that really mean? I kind of pushed them to the back as I was focusing on life and just focusing on trying to move out and get in my own place. But the thoughts never really stopped, especially when I was alone. I always had the thought of, what if? What if I was different? What if, me being just male was wrong, as weird as that sounded to me at the time. But now it doesn't. It actually makes a lot of sense. I didn't really know how to go about this, and I didn't even know what gender fluid was until my partner currently, and my fiance, told me that she was also gender fluid. And she began explaining it to me, and I just started to think, this kind of does, fit how I've been feeling. So over time, I just thought of it more. I started to look into it, talk to other people who identified that way as well. And I want to say it was around COVID time, 2020, where I finally made the realization and realized that, yes, I was gender fluid. And I started to be more comfortable using other pronouns to identify as around people I was close to. It started off as just something I would do with my partner at the time. Only they would be able to refer to me as the proper pronouns, but eventually I was able to come out to my two best friends and another friend as well. And to the point where once I started competing in fighting games, I was a little bit hesitant to, come out to everybody and let people know that, hey, this is how I identify. This is the gender preference I have for the day. But one, the NC community, which is where I stay and compete in frequently, was really accepting at the time. Having so many LGBT people, not only at the top level, but just in general in the scene, really helped me become comfortable and, presenting that side of myself to everyone there. But also, I believe one time I kind of silently told people that I identified it as she, her that day. And I think the only person who really noticed was Jeek. And Jeek was the first person to actually correctly gender me. And I'm not going to lie, being gendered correctly actually made me feel very happy that day. I still hold on to that memory. Even now, it's been almost a year since that happened, and it's still fresh in my mind. But one of the main things I feel like I've struggled with in identifying in gender fluid is kind of wanting to conform to, pretty stereotypical assumptions and physical labels, I would say, that come with being gender fluid. They associate people who are gender fluid with having a very androgynous body type, people who can't present both male and female pretty loosely, and then non-binary as well, just, having that general vibe. And given my body type, I've never been able to fit that. I'm a pretty tall, very, muscularly built male build is how I'll probably say it. And for a while, that really did stick with me. I don't want to classify it as gender dysphoria because I don't have enough experience to correctly outline if that's what it is. But I definitely had a lot of self-confidence issues with my body type and how that presented with my gender identity. But it would actually kind of clear itself up once I started getting into Grand Blue. Grand Blue was a fighting game that I've played a lot on the side, and I really didn't care much for the characters or lore, but around 2023, I want to say it was around when Grand Blue was coming out, or a little bit before, I started reading up on the Grand Blue lore. I knew certain things about certain characters, mainly that Ladiva was the trans representation character, and so was Cagliostro. But what I didn't know was that there is a special line between Cagliostro and Ladiva, and Cagliostro basically offers Ladiva an option like, hey, I could help you present more feminine. I have a potion that, can turn male to female if you ever wanted it. And Ladiva simply laughs, smiles, and declines. And she says pretty simply, no, I would like to keep the way I am because this is the body that God blessed me with, my parents blessed me with. And that kind of stuck with me because, I'm someone who I've always been confident in who I am and the abilities I've possessed, not only in gaming but also physically. I've always taken pride that I'm stronger than a lot of people and I can help people in different ways with that. Being able to do the things I've done in sports and athletically has always been a sense of pride to me. So having a character who knowingly does not fit the body stereotypes of how they identify, still choose to be themselves unabashedly and with no ill will, no ill thoughts whatsoever. Ladiva is just like 100% her, and she owns it, and that resonated with me, and that's what gave me the confidence to not only be more open with identifying as gender fluid to other people, but to not let my body type define who I am. I'm not supposed to fit a stereotype. There's only one Rose, and there's not going to be another one of that anytime soon, unless I have a kid. If I have a kid, there's probably going to be a carbon copy of me. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, Ladiva and fighting games and my family have been a huge role in me being able to be comfortable identifying as gender fluid and use my proper pronouns. That's really it for the video. I just wanted to share this since Pride Month is almost over, and I just wanted to share my story with a more public audience, as I think more people should be comfortable with identifying the way they are, whether you're gender fluid, you're trans, non-binary, no matter what pronouns you use. I believe everybody deserves to be heard, and then everybody deserves to be themselves. Pride Month isn't, just about having pride in yourself for 1 month. It's when we have the most pride, I'm not going to lie, and corporations can make money off of it, but you should be able to have pride in yourself and who you are, love who you love, be yourself every single day of the year until the day you're gone. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Thank you for the time to watch this and just hearing my story. And if you ever want to catch me, you know where to find me. My links are in the description. Peace out. Keep loving your life, and I'll see you next time.